This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, up to the 19th day of the month, and a little misty fog out there right now.
It's a thick pea soup fog, I think that I would describe. Some patches of really dense fog out there. So if you're leaving anytime soon, make sure you give yourself a few extra minutes out there this morning. Good morning, I'm Stephanie Webb, by the way.
I'm Ray Collins. The soup of the day is pea, John Scalzi.
Excellent, absolutely right. Just like yesterday, in fact, and I think it's going to be the same situation again tomorrow. Plan on this for the next several mornings. Another first alert morning here at the Weather Center. We've got some fog reducing visibilities below a quarter mile, and in fact, it becomes pretty thick as you move a little bit further inland. So you can expect it. Just allow yourself a little extra time this morning. The fog, the good news is, should burn off relatively quickly as it did yesterday, but you can see we have some half-mile visibilities in Punta Gorda, even lesser amounts in, well, inland locations. Temperatures across the region, again, running above average for this time of year, coming in the mid-60s most everywhere. Now, you see a little bit of that low-hanging cloud across the region, and so as we head through the morning hours, you may have a mix of sun and clouds, but as you head into the noontime hour, I think a lot more sunshine around. Again, boosting temperatures up to near 80, well above average. Have that complete forecast coming up in a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking the roads. First off, in Manatee County, not a single red line to talk to you about. So far, so clear. Also, Sarasota County, some Fruitville Road just disappeared. That's magic.
It's magical.
Let's go farther south now and check the final map. Or check Siesta Key. Looking for specials out there? No? All right. All right, let's cut our losses there. 5:02 on this Wednesday. Our top story, new details on the complicated lives of a couple in Englewood, where one woman is dead and the other is charged in her murder.
Deputies say 48-year-old Jessica Winkler shot her wife to death during an early morning argument on Saturday. Then later that afternoon, investigators say Winkler abandoned her plans to bury the body and then called 911. The victim, 51-year-old Rhiannon Leyendecker, was a longtime resident of Englewood. Neighbors say Leyendecker lived at the couple's Englewood home for decades with her mother running a landscaping business there. But it wasn't until recently that Winkler came into the picture. According to court records, between 2009 and 2010, Winkler and Leyendecker switched genders from male to female.
I just couldn't believe it because this is a very quiet community. Nothing ever goes on around here.
Winkler is being held in the medical wing of the Sarasota County Jail under close observation. All right, and speaking of crazy traffic, we do have a little traffic note for this morning, or should I say a big one, something you need to know if you're heading out the door anytime soon. Overnight, a crash in Sarasota on I-75 North at exit 193 Jacaranda Boulevard left one person dead and all of those lanes blocked. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Department is assisting the Florida Highway Patrol and the Fire Department with that crash. Now, at this time, the interstate is closed. Traffic is being diverted around that exit as well. We're going to keep you updated as you head out the door this morning.
A Northport woman will be sentenced after being found guilty of nearly killing a World War II veteran with his own oxygen tank. He was in her care. Elena Erickson was found guilty of attempted second-degree murder and aggravated abuse. Erickson attempted to kill the 92-year-old with his own oxygen tank last year in Northport. Other news now, a Venice family is trying to keep their pet pig.
That's right. The Homeowners Association, where they live, is telling them that they can't keep the animal, saying that the pig is not a pet. ABC 7's Rick Adams has more from the Woodmere Lakes neighborhood in Venice.
Well, this little fellow is causing quite a big discussion. It's a debate over whether Hamilton here is considered a swine or a common household pet. This purebred miniature pot-bellied pig named Hamilton has been part of the McDowell's lives since August of 2016. Now they are fighting to keep their pet pig home where they say he belongs.
Oh, it's terrible. I mean, he's our pet. He's been in our family for a year and a half now. Our kids are attached to him.
McDowell says the HOA at Woodmere Lakes told the family they can't keep Hamilton as a pet because it's against their rules and regulations. This, she says, after more than a year of them knowing about their pet pig. Sarasota County's ordinance does allow residents to have miniature pot-bellied pigs as pets.
A couple gentlemen on the board were saying he's swine. we're not allowed to have swine. And I said, well, he's, regularly considered a common household pet.
In information we had received from Sarasota County, they say the code says that purebred miniature potbelly pigs are not considered farm animals when they are not kept or raised for food or product and would therefore be viewed as a domestic animal. The county does not get involved in homeowner restrictions. McDowell says Hamilton is an amazing pet for her, her husband, and their 4 children.
He snuggles with you on the couch. If I'm cooking in the kitchen, he's nudging at my legs, trying to get fed snacks. He's a great responsibility for the kids. They're super smart. He knows quite a few tricks.
A board member tells us they can't comment on the situation because their attorney is handling everything. A message left for the property management company overseeing the Woodmere Lakes development was not returned. This is something Carrie McDowell says they will keep fighting.
I put out a petition, and I put exactly the wording that's in our HOA restrictions. Like, I'm not hiding it from anybody, what it says. And then I put out the Sarasota County ordinance, and it's been shared, and there's over 2,000 signatures on our petition already.
And Carrie McDowell and her family are hopeful they can come up with a win-win situation where everybody's happy, including Hamilton. Reporting from Venice, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Well, today is the last day if you want your packages to make it by Christmas. A very important deadline today.
Certainly is. Our Marla Spencer is live at the main post office on Ring Lane in downtown Sarasota. Marla, good morning.
Good morning to you, Ray and Stephanie. That is absolutely right. If you got some gifts that you're looking to send off right ahead of the holidays, today is the last day for some of those shipping deadlines. Now, today is the deadline for first-class mail with United States Postal Service. Now, today is also the deadline for FedEx Express Saver. Now, tomorrow is the deadline for USPS Priority Mail, and Wednesday is the deadline for Priority Mail Express Services. Now, if you have to do some last-minute shopping and you can't get to the post office before Friday, you can drop them off on Friday, but you can expect to pay a $12.50 surcharge. You can also expect those gifts to arrive on Christmas, before Christmas, and I'm sure your family and friends will be happy. They'll be opening gifts right before the holidays. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Marla. A grand jury is meeting to consider charges in the hazing death of a Florida State University pledge. More than 50 frat members testified before the grand jury, as well as the university president, John Thrasher. A student named Andrew Coffey died in November after an off-campus party. Police believe alcohol was involved, though the state medical examiner has yet to release their report. The event has led to other universities across the country suspending fraternity events, including Ohio State and the University of Michigan.
The Orlando police response to the Pulse nightclub shooting was not only sufficient, but likely saved lives. This, the finding of a federal review and report. Now, according to that report, the police response met guidelines and practices after researching police procedures and 911 calls during that emergency. The report noted Orlando police were particularly successful in using other federal agencies to help end that crisis. Now, the shooting, of course, took place back in June 2016, left 49 people dead. The gunman was fatally shot by police. An interesting side note, though, the report did call for additional training for officers, noting that many of the officers were psychologically unprepared to deal with the aftermath.
Back in this area, the water is safe again in Palmasola Bay, and a boil water notice has also been lifted nearby. You might recall last week a broken pipe caused over 1 million gallons of wastewater to spill. But after collecting samples from several locations, a no skin contact notice has now been lifted in Palmasola Bay. A neighborhood boil water advisory has also been rescinded.
Today here on the Suncoast, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office will be handing bikes to kids in need. Organizers last year promised an earlier start due to the high volume of those bikes received. Over 100 bikes were donated this year, and that number should be exceeded as well. It continues to come in. If you guys have a bike that you would like to donate, you can drop it off at the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. And the Selby Botanical Gardens will be lighting up their gardens in spectacular fashion tonight. And of course, the theme is purely tropical. Flamingos, butterflies, and Santa hanging out at the Tiki Hut. As he should be, right?
Yeah.
I like that. Nate's Honor Animal Rescue is spreading some very cute holiday cheer this year. Honor's elves are making special deliveries for those who want to adopt a pet this holiday season. There's a limited number of puppies and kittens who will be ready for homes just in time for Christmas. Now, not only are they delivered to your home on Christmas by Santa himself, but each rescue will come with a complete holiday package with everything your new family member will need. This little guy, as well as many more puppies and kittens, are still available and in need of a good home. If you're interested in adopting, you must make an appointment and you must have an approved application. You can stop in or email your information at honoranimalrescue.org for more. Well, summer in Siesta Key might be over, but it can continue on MTV. The MTV show will soon return. They just released a trailer for new episodes. The network ordered 8 more episodes of the series in October, bringing the first full season to 18 total episodes. Siesta Key, of course, is a reality show. It's been compared to Laguna Beach and the hills. It's filmed right here on the Suncoast. Follows a group of young adults living in the area, going out, and all the drama that ensues. The series, of course, found a good audience. The network said Siesta Key was MTV's top performing new show. That's pretty good news since summer 2014. The upcoming episodes start January 15th at 10 p.m. And at first glance, it may look like a group of swimmers encountering a shark. Get out of the way. Not to worry, though. It's all right. It's an ocean sunfish, and they do not bite. The animal was spotted close to shore off Hollywood Beach in South Florida yesterday. Now, some thought it might be a whale in distress until fish and wildlife officials identified it. It's got long dorsal and ventricle fins, and the ocean sunfish is thought to be the heaviest bony fish in the world.
A student at Florida International University who was paralyzed in a car accident used a robotic suit to walk across the stage to get his diploma yesterday. 25-year-old Shane Moscow was paralyzed from the waist down after a car crash in Connecticut, but that wasn't enough to keep him from his dreams of walking across the stage to receive his business degree with honors. A robotic exoskeleton suit helped him take those important steps, and he's already landed a job with the company that developed the device in the first place.
If this wasn't going to work out, I was going to walk in the braces, but to do it in an exoskeleton, do it in this piece of technology, that's really worlds ahead itself.
Moscow says he plans to eventually pursue an MBA as well. Great story there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
so much new technology. It's been interesting, too, the way they do these things with the high-tech limbs as well and 3D printers. And technology is moving forward.
It sure is. I remember when Christopher Reeves became paralyzed at the height of his career, and awareness of spinal cord injury became, popularized. And he was making projections, and so were the other people, that in our lifetimes there'll be a solution. And hopefully there will be.
Yes, there is.
It looks good. We have across our region some dense fog, limiting your driving speeds in some locations. We'll talk about that in just a second.
Also ahead, more first alert traffic and investigation underway. What caused an Amtrak train to derail near Seattle, killing at least 3 passengers?
And coming up a little later in the hour, everything you need to know about today's big shipping deadline for your online holiday shopping. Stick around. We'll be right back.
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Family owned and operated since 1979, Minnesota Flooring has been a proud member of our community. We are proud to provide career opportunities in the flooring and cabinet industry, to partner with local organizations where there is an opportunity to improve our society and better our community, and to continue to provide the quality flooring and cabinets you want for your home. Minnesota Flooring, so many possibilities, worth exploring.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Our accredited staff will handle all of the Medicare paperwork for free, and best of all, your brace is shipped directly to your home for free. Don't let chronic lower back pain slow you down. Get moving and stay active with a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost. We also accept Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, Aetna, Humana, and other insurance. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare? Find out for free.
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-715-0835. That's 1-800-715-0835, 1-800-715-0835.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
That's a First Alert weather morning with dense fog in some places, reducing visibility to a quarter mile or less. So you allow yourself a little extra time, a little distance between cars, low beam headlights, a little reduced speed, and this should all burn off by about 9 o'clock this morning. And then we'll be left with conditions similar to yesterday. We've got half-mile visibility in Punta Gorda, 3-mile visibility in Sarasota right now, but some interior sections, especially around Wauchula, Arcadia, Ona, all looking at reduced visibilities according to some satellite views. So allow yourself that extra time. 63 degrees air temperature, dew point the same at 63, and just like yesterday, that means temperature and dew point match brings 100% relative humidity. So kind of thick out there, and again this afternoon, I think you'll notice a slightly humid feel to the air that we might not always experience at this time of year, but will linger probably for the next several days, that higher humidity, higher dew point air. Yesterday we had dew point value coming in at about 70 degrees by noon. Now that's a warm dew point number. That means lots of moisture in the air, almost summer-like moisture. Not quite, but almost. So the air is kind of thick right now. But one thing it's doing is not allowing the nighttime temperatures to fall all that much when you have all that moisture in the air. So consequently, across the entire state, actually, temperatures are in the mid to upper 60s, and even a 71 in Jacksonville. 66 in Gainesville. Tallahassee comes in at 68. And then we have Fort Myers coming in at 65, Melbourne at 67, 68 degrees in Tampa. And here locally, temperatures generally about the same. 63, Wauchula 61, Arcadia 62, Myakka, Bradenton at 62, Sarasota at 63, so's Venice, and Northport at 61. We'll have some of our spotters reporting in just a little while. Around the area, despite the fact that we have some of that low cloud hanging around, we have some of that fog, we don't have any rainfall around. So that's the good news. There's no rain in today's forecast, and across the entire state, there's not a whole lot of rain falling now, but still the northern tier, just like yesterday, has a chance of seeing some spotty showers around, mostly because of this stalled frontal boundary, which continues to meander. Snow showers to the northeast will probably get a hit of snow as that little area of low pressure drifts off to the east. And for the deep south, again, chances of rain showers over the next several days thanks to a frontal boundary just to our north. That front is not making it to our area. We have several fronts approaching which are not going to make it to our area. They'll stall out, fade away. Maybe by Christmas Day, we might actually have one that will make it through and perhaps lower our temperatures just a little bit. But the really frigid air stays locked to the north. Northwest wind coming in at about 5 knots. Smooth conditions on bay and inland waters. A beautiful day for boating today. 81, our daytime high, and over the next several days, we'll hang in the 80s. By the time we get to Christmas on Monday, with Santa waving hello, a slight chance at a passing patch of drizzle or shower, and then some slightly cooler temperatures. Back to you.
All right, now taking a look at your First Alert traffic. First of all, up in Manatee County, not too bad in there. A little bit of a slowdown on Cortez if you're heading toward the Bay Shore. Now, if we head into Sarasota County a little bit, we can kind of go down. If we can take this map down just a little bit. There we go. Everything's looking pretty smooth in there. Just a little hitch there on 41, nothing too bad. It is foggy out there though, like John was saying, so leave early. Now, the big piece of traffic is happening right now in the South County area. 75 North, Jacaranda Boulevard, that's exit 193, that is closed. They had a fatal accident earlier this morning. They're still in the throes of cleaning that up as well. They want you to take 41, so if that's something that you normally take, they want you to take 41 instead of 75 northbound, which is closed. And that is your first alert traffic.
All right.
All right, it is 5:20 now. It is time for the latest on yesterday's Amtrak train derailment.
And nearly every car derailed on the inaugural run of a new route in Washington state. At least 3 were killed and dozens more injured. And as Maggie Rulli tells us, the train was going 2 or 3 times the legal speed limit.
An early morning commute interrupted by chaos.
Amtrak 501. Emergency.
Amtrak train 501 had just left Seattle and was heading towards Portland. The NTSB says preliminary findings from the data recorder show the train was traveling at 80 miles per hour near the curve, where the speed should have been reduced to 30 miles per hour.
They're requesting all possible units or bodies on the freeway.
13 of its cars careened off both sides of the overpass, crashing directly onto Interstate 5 below.
Oh my God, that train is derailed.
My car just started shaking like really badly.
Daniel Konzelman and his girlfriend were on their way to work when they saw the derailment. He rushed in to help.
People were in shock, and a lot of them initially, when they got out of the train, they just went and they sat down with their heads, with their faces in the palm of their hands.
The crash happened on a new line for Amtrak, this train carrying its first paying customers. Just last month in the nearby town of Lakewood, Mayor Don Anderson warned about the possibility of a crash.
Come back when there is that accident, because this project was never needed and endangers our citizens.
A federal report following a 2015 Amtrak derailment noted a culture of safety lapses at Amtrak.
So this positive train control idea is something that was mandated by law long ago, but Amtrak has been very slow to implement it.
Crews have been out here working throughout the night. One officer told me that when he arrived on the scene, he could not believe what he saw, that it almost looked unreal, like someone had taken toy train cars and just tossed them around. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, DuPont, Washington.
I've yet to hear if it's operator error or the train was malfunctioning.
Right, I think we're going to get a lot more of those answers in the coming weeks. But when you picture what has happened going around a curve that fast, it's devastating.
Yeah.
All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. Move over lamps. MIT just created glowing plants. Check that out.
And next half hour, a big vote on Capitol Hill to reform our taxes today. Those stories and more when we come back.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599. 800-570-7599.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
even if you spend hours picking out the perfect holiday card, there's a way to make it even more unique. Thousands of people have sent their Christmas cards here to tiny Bethlehem, Maryland. When this post office sends them out, they get a postmark bearing the town's name. Well-wishing senders probably aren't fooling anyone into thinking they really sent a card from the West Bank, but postal workers say they must not care because cards come to them from all over the world. Bethlehem's post office processes up to 3,000 cards a day during this time of the year. This year, the cards came from as far away as China and the Netherlands.
Wow. There's also a Bethlehem in Pennsylvania as well.
There is, too.
Near Allentown.
That is
We
right.
do all kinds of social media these days. You can catch us on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter as well. Here's our individual addresses on Facebook. Every day we upload fresh content, behind-the-scenes stuff.
People in their Star Wars Snuggies.
What Stephanie Webb is really like. I'm always asked, what is she really like? I say, you don't want to know.
No, that's a good answer. It's
Right.
a good answer.
Hey, the Google store is open.
That is right. That is right.
Head over there and punch up WWSB or my Suncoast and update our app. Android users like me get that automatically.
All right, and of course, for the latest on local and breaking news, you can find all of that on our app as well.
That's what I hear.
And the weather and the traffic that's going on out there today. All right, it is 5:25. Samsung is preparing to unveil its newest flagship smartphone.
Here's today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bite, Samsung's next big thing is on the way. The new Galaxy S9 smartphone will reportedly be unveiled in February.
Details like the price and the new phone's features are likely to emerge in the coming weeks. The new S9 is expected to go on sale in March. Scientists are developing plants that produce light, not just a faint glow, but enough to illuminate streets, parks, even our homes.
So far, the experiments have been successful with spinach, arugula, and kale. And if you strike a pose more than 3 times a day, you may be suffering from self-itis. Yep, apparently that's actually a thing. Researchers say it's a real mental condition for people who are obsessed with taking selfies. It's based on factors like social competition and attention seeking.
And you all know who you are. We don't know anyone.
I don't know anyone.
I don't.
No, not a single person.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Great.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Blue Buffalo.
When it comes to food for your best friend, there's good, there's better, and then there's Blue Buffalo. If you love them like family, feed them like family with Blue.
And as a reward for their best behavior, pick up Soft Moist Blue Bits treats.
For millions of baby boomers, there's a serious virus out there that's been almost forgotten. It's hepatitis C. 1 in 30 boomers has Hep C, yet most don't even know it, because it can hide in your body for years without symptoms, and it's not tested for in routine blood work. The CDC recommends all baby boomers get tested. If you have Hep C, it can be cured. For us, it's time to get tested. Ask your healthcare provider for the simple blood test. It's the only way to know for sure.
I'm your Venus. The smoother the skin, the more comfortable you are in it. So find a Venus Smooth that contours to curves, flexes for comfort, and has a disposable made for you. Skin smoothing Venus razors.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
What if you had a medical emergency away from home?
My chest hurts. I can't breathe.
What you need is Mobile Help, America's premier mobile medical alert system. Most systems only work at home, but with Mobile Help, you get help outside the home with coverage nationwide on one of the largest cellular networks at the press of a button. Call the number on your screen for a free full-color brochure. We'll send you everything you need, including this base station, the patented mobile device, and the waterproof pendant and wrist button. You can also add the fall button that automatically detects falls and signals help. Call today and receive a risk-free 30-day trial. There is no equipment to buy and no long-term contract. For a limited time, you will also receive a free emergency key box with your plan purchase. Remember, Mobile Help keeps you safe coast to coast.
Call 1-800-916-8638. That's 1-800-916-8638.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, the GOP tax plan heads to a vote today. What it could mean to you and your paycheck.
Plus, what happened here? A nominee for federal judge withdraws after struggling to answer basic legal questions.
And Sarah Palin's son in big legal trouble. Those stories and more coming up right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, it's 5:31. I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for joining us.
I'm Ray Collins. December 19th. 6 more days till the big day, Christmas.
That is right. Got your shopping done?
Yes.
No.
It's a long story, don't you?
That's good. No, I haven't even started yet.
How many are you buying for?
Just 2 so far.
Yeah?
Just my daughters.
Yeah.
But I've got one that's going to be coming back down from Michigan. So, you know, my gift is my time with her.
She can't return that.
No, she can't, but she wants to.
As much as she'll try.
She'll try.
Hey, here's John Skulls. He always starts shopping in September, doesn't he?
Yeah, right. On Amazon last night. Yes, indeed. I'm looking forward, actually, to getting out there. The decorations in the stores are absolutely fantastic this year, so it'll be pretty. I'll tell you what, though, out on the roadways this morning, it's going to be a slow go. Dense fog advisory is up. It's a first alert weather morning. We have across the region a dense fog advisory through 9 a.m. this morning, meaning reduced visibilities to a quarter mile or less could lead to a slow go. If you're out there commuting this morning, expect to see perhaps visibilities even reduced below a quarter mile. And the thing is, it can come up on you pretty quickly. Not everybody has that kind of reduced visibility, but many of you will find that out there, especially in inland locations. So do be careful. After that fog burns off, nice day, daytime highs near 80. Complete forecast for you in a few.
All right, thank you, John. We do have some traffic news. First off, let's get through Manatee County. 301 northbound, some slowdowns there after you get past State Road 70. Otherwise, pretty clear in Manatee County. Some buildups on Fruitville. They're east of the interstate in the eastbound lane. Be aware of that. Also, Bee Ridge westbound around Tuttle. But here's the big story, folks. Right now, the northbound lane of I-75 is closed. There was a fatal accident while you slept overnight. That road is still closed. We have a reporter going to the scene right now, so you want to avoid 75 northbound. It's closed. Instead, take 41 if you have the option, which in fact the police will make sure you have that option this morning. 5:33 right now.
Topping our news this half hour, Republicans are on the brink of sending President Trump their first bona fide legislative accomplishment as both chambers of Congress prepare to pass tax reform today.
In fact, stocks are already up today in Asia in anticipation of today's vote. ABC's Arlette Sines has the story.
Today, President Trump is ready to push the GOP tax plan over the finish line.
It will be the biggest tax cut and tax reform in the history of our country.
But on Capitol Hill, protesters urged lawmakers to say no.
This is what democracy looks like.
So who exactly benefits and who loses out? The bill is a boon for big business. It permanently slashes the corporate tax rate from 35 to 21%. For the wealthy, the top tax rate is lowered from more than 39 to 37%. Republicans insist the tax plan is aimed at the middle class.
If people are out there working for a living and they feel more money in their pocket, they're going to like the tax cut.
But the individual tax cuts expire after 8 years. And a new analysis found in a decade, 70% of middle-income Americans would see a tax hike, while 76% of the wealthiest would receive a tax cut. And that year, the wealthiest 1% would reap 83% of the benefits.
That's just cherry picking the numbers. We've just finished 8 years of Washington spending your money. Let's try 8 years of you spending your money.
Those living in states with high property and income taxes, like New York, could also lose out. The bill caps state and local property and income tax write-offs at $10,000.
Nothing good, especially from the Republicans. People who voted for Trump are very disappointed.
The bill also repeals the Obamacare mandate requiring all Americans buy insurance. That could lead to 13 million more Americans uninsured. As of right now, no Republican senators oppose the bill, and only a small group of House moderate Republicans are expected to vote no. The bill could be on the president's desk by the end of the week. Arlette Saenz, ABC News, Washington.
So on Capitol Hill, an unusual confirmation hearing for a district court nominee. Matthew Peterson revealed a lack of experience during an exchange with Republican Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana. The exchange went viral after another senator tweeted a link to the video. A White House official told CNN that Trump has accepted Peterson's decision to withdraw his nomination.
And Senate investigators are expanding their Russia meddling probe to include 2016 Green Party presidential candidate Jill Stein. Stein attended the same gala for a Russian state television broadcaster in 2015 that former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn took part in. Photos show her seated at a table with both Flynn and Vladimir Putin. Stein said earlier this year she was there to try and convince Russia to stop bombing Syria. Senate Intelligence Chairman Richard Burr said on Monday that his committee is starting to look into 2 campaigns, but it's not quite clear what other campaign he's referring to. Investigators have already spoken to numerous officials from the Trump and Clinton campaigns.
House Republicans have sent an $81 billion disaster relief bill to President Trump's desk for approval. The move comes after a devastating hurricane season and wildfires that continue to rage in California. The White House asked for $44 billion, much less. But Republicans from Texas and Florida pressed for more. Both chambers of Congress also have to approve a spending bill by the end of the week to avoid a government shutdown. Speaking of those hurricanes, Puerto Rico's governor has ordered a review of how many people died on the island from Hurricane Maria. Maria struck Puerto Rico as a Category 4 hurricane in September, causing billions of dollars in damages and severely damaging Puerto Rico's energy grid. Now, Puerto Rico's official Maria death toll is 64. But that number could be much higher. In fact, get this, a report by CNN revealed that funeral directors across Puerto Rico reported about 500 deaths related to Hurricane Maria.
And we finally got more details about Track Palin's arrest over the weekend. The oldest son of former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin was arrested over the weekend on domestic violence charges. Now, police say 28-year-old Track Palin broke into his parents' home and assaulted his father, Todd. He was arraigned Sunday morning on 3 counts, including burglary and assault. Track was later released on $5,000 bail. The court ordered him to have no contact with his parents or his 2 siblings who still live at the home. The arrest occurred in Wasilla, where his mother served as mayor before becoming the state's governor, and then later a 2008 Republican candidate for vice president.
The new leader of USF Sarasota Manatee got an official introduction last night. Dr. Karen Holbrook will begin as the school's new regional chancellor on January 2nd. She was introduced in front of a crowd of more than 100 people last night. She replaces Terry Osborne, who served as the interim chancellor for roughly 9 months.
Dr. Genshaft called and said, will you come over because Dr. Osborne has just moved into the interim role. There's a real deficit in terms of leadership. It's not because of him, but because there just weren't enough bodies. And she said, would you come and help out? And I said, sure. So I've been here as the executive vice president since March. And the board eventually asked me if I would throw my hat in the ring, and I said, sure.
Dr. Holbrook says she plans to get funding for a new science and research building, as well as build a residence hall to attract students to live on campus.
With Carolina Panthers owner Jerry Richardson set to sell the team, a few interesting names have now cropped up. In a Twitter post, rapper and producer Sean P. Diddy Combs expressed interest in buying the team. Soon after that, basketball superstar Steph Curry, he tweeted he wants in on Combs' Panther team. I want in on it too. In that same post, Combs expressed interest in signing controversial quarterback Colin Kaepernick and wanted to make halftime shows and entertainment a priority. Now, for his part, Kaepernick has also said he wants in on the Panthers deal as well.
I will immediately address the Colin Kaepernick situation and put him in the running for next year's starting quarterback. It's just competition, baby. It's just competition. But also, I will have the best halftime show, the best selection of music, and we will win Super Bowl after Super Bowl.
All right, there you go. ESPN speculates that the Panthers could be worth nearly $2.5 billion. Ray, time to get your pocketbook out.
Meantime, Cam Newton says, what about me?
Yeah, hey.
At halftime of last night's Buccaneers game, the Bucs added another name to their Ring of Honor. Former head coach John Gruden became the 11th member of the team's ring in Gruden's first season. He helped lead the team to its first and only Super Bowl.
Before I leave, particularly honor the 2002 World Championship Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, Rondé Barber, John Lynch, Simeon Rice. Great defense.
Still talks like a coach. The Bucs haven't made the playoffs since he was fired after the 2008 season. He joins other names like Leroy Selman, Derek Brooks, and Mike Alstott on that Ring of Honor. And by the way, the Bucs did play last night.
They did.
They lost 24-21. Last-second field goal fell short from 54 yards out.
It was good. It was a good matchup, though. It was a good matchup. It got close at one point.
They did well. I mean, the Falcons are playoff bound. The Buccaneers are not, but it was a close game. But again, Buccaneers lost at the last second when they missed a field goal at 24-21.
They'll come back one of these years.
That's safe to say.
That is right. That's a
years.
good prediction there, John.
One of these decades,
yes.
They'll come back. We have some nice weather for you after we get rid of this morning fog. We'll talk about that in a sec.
Also had more on the interstate being shut down northbound right now at Jacaranda 193. We'll have that in traffic next. And also, 15 million Americans have allergic reactions to food.
Now, if you're one of them, we're going to have some tips on how to have a fun night out during the holiday season without worrying about a reaction. That's up next in Health Smart.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599, 800-570-7599.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried, Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today.
Call 800-457-2317.
Go online or visit a Target store today.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. AND services.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Well, it's another First Alert weather morning because of the dense fog advisory that has been issued till 9 o'clock. Now, we are in fog season now in the state of Florida, and consequently, we'll have several of these mornings a week probably for a long time, for several weeks or months. And certainly for the next couple of mornings, we'll be seeing a similar situation with this fog around in the morning, limiting visibility to a quarter mile and perhaps causing some slower commute times across the region. We have, generally speaking, from some of the airport terminals, reports of about a half-mile visibility, up to as much as 3 at Sarasota International. So across the region, you'll have pockets of denser fog, limiting that visibility. So watch for it. It'll come up on you kind of quickly if you're especially commuting from inland locations like Wauchula or anywhere, Ona or Arcadia. You could really encounter some pretty thick fog at times. 63 degrees the air temperature, dew point the same, 100% relative humidity, temperature dew point match. Temperatures across the entire state are warm, warmer than average because of that moisture that's in the air, keeping that nighttime temperature high. We have 67 in Tampa, 65 in Fort Myers, even in Jacksonville, 61. With you folks that have kids in Gainesville, it's 66, or in Tallahassee, the same at 66, and they have some patchy fog around there as well. Now, locally, things are pretty quiet. 63 degrees in Mayaca, 60 in Northport, 63 in Venice, 62 in Bradenton. With the exception of that fog, we don't have any rain showers in progress, so the roads aren't very slippery. It's just that reduced visibility that'll be the issue till about 9. Some scattered showers to the north of us, though. Even the Atlanta Airport hub, Raleigh-Durham, the Charlotte Airport hubs all look just fine this morning in terms of any kind of weather issues. The majority of the action is occurring back toward Texas and Louisiana right now, along that stalled frontal boundary that still remains in place. Now, there is an area of low pressure that will be pulling out of Texas that could produce some heavier rain showers around the Atlanta area by tomorrow. We'll watch for that. Otherwise, a few scattered snow showers, a pop of snow up in the northeast as we head into tomorrow. For us, we stay rain-free under the influence of a big ridge of high pressure, and we're left with a sunny afternoon sky, warmer than average temperatures again today, and rain-free conditions. For boating today, lovely day, northwest wind coming in at about 5 knots, bringing smooth conditions on your bay and inland waters. And the week ahead looks good too. I'm looking through the weekend and I really don't see any rain showers. Now on Monday, Christmas Day, we will have a front coming through. And that front will lower our temperatures a little bit, may produce an isolated shower or two. We'll be refining that forecast as we go through time, of course. But the temperature drop will not be as great around here as we have seen on some Christmases. We're certainly not going to drop well below our average for this time of year, but there will be some really cold air in the northeast if you happen to be traveling to that location. Back to you.
All right, taking a look at your first alert traffic. Let's start first in Manatee County. Nothing too big here, just a little bit of a slowdown here and there on 301 and State Road 70. Heading into North Sarasota, that actually is looking pretty good. You've got your typical slowdown at University Parkway, but things are looking pretty good. You got a little slowdown there on Cortez, but the big traffic story this morning is on I-75 northbound. It is shut down right there by exit 193, Jacaranda Boulevard. Our Marla Spence is headed to the scene right now to take a look and get some more information on us on that fatal accident that occurred earlier this morning. But if that is the route that you need to take, the police are asking that you take 41 instead of I-75 northbound. Again, that is closed down this morning. All right, it is 5:49 in this hour's Health Smart. About 15 million Americans have allergic reactions to food. This results in about 30,000 emergency room visits every year and about 150 to 200 deaths in those cases. A new study from the CDC found that while restaurants are working to prevent food-based allergy reactions, they could be doing more.
The survey found that most restaurants do have ingredient lists or recipes available for most of all their food items. But the study also found that less than half of those interviewed received training on food allergies. And that did not often do what customers need. Researchers also found that most restaurants did not have dedicated areas or equipment for preparing allergen-free food. The study recommends that restaurants set aside dedicated areas to help the customers.
Well, we've heard of the drug Narcan being used to reverse an opioid overdose in humans. But here is an interesting twist. An Iowa vet says it can also help an animal exposed to deadly drugs. So he's providing it to his local police department in case a canine officer ever encounters drugs. Canine Officer Titan and his handler, Officer Chris Cass, they work regularly around dangerous substances. So Titan's vet decided to step in, donating Narcan to the Independence Police Department. So if Titan accidentally overdoses, Narcan can buy him the time that he needs to get to the vet and possibly save his life.
This drug can block and actually reverse a little bit of the effect of most of the barbiturates out there, heroin, fentanyl.
Narcan can cost hundreds of dollars per dose, and vets say it will continue to provide the treatment to officers after the dose expires every couple of years.
5:51 still ahead, your top local news headlines and the sky over Germany. Got a bit merrier yesterday.
We're going to tell you how a lone plane managed to make a Christmas tree in the sky. You don't want to miss it. It's next.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On Group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these other injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On Group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-604-1698. That's 800-604-1698.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, fishing, or biking and hiking. Or play the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy the flavors of the Black Belt. Book your adventure at our lodges or stay in the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
Here are some of the top stories that we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
A Northport woman will be sentenced today for nearly killing a 91-year-old man in her care with his oxygen tank. Elena Erickson charged with attempted murder.
Plus, the latest twist in that weekend death of an Englewood woman. More details have emerged about the timeline and what happened, including a 911 call confession.
And former Bucks coach John Gruden has been named to the Ring of Honor. It didn't help the team win though. The Bucks lost by a field goal, 24-21 on national TV.
And finally this hour, there was definitely some holiday magic happening in the skies over Germany because a giant Christmas tree, complete with ornaments, showed up on air traffic radar screens. Turned out it wasn't jolly old St. Nick, but commercial airliner Airbus testing out one of their new A380s with a particularly festive flight plan. This is pretty impressive. It was captured by Flight Radar 24, which is a live flight tracking website. The airline used what would have been a routine 5-hour test flight to spread a little holiday cheer in the skies.
Great publicity
Right?
stunt, too.
I like this. Impressive.
Luckily, no incidents reported.
Right.
No. Little pilot humor there.
Yes, I like that.
We'll have more on the interstate being closed northbound at Jacaranda. We'll tell you why and have a live report and also more of John's forecast after this.